10 p.m. And this is a meeting of the Acushnet Cultural Council. We're here at the Acushnet Public Library, 232 Middle Road, Acushnet. Today is Wednesday, August 27th, and we are being videoed and audio recorded for later broadcast on local channel 18 and on the town's Acushnet YouTube channel. We don't follow exactly the way we do open meetings, but I do like to have a couple of little votes here and there. So may I have a motion to open the meeting?
Motion.
Joanne, and a second?
Second.
Okay, so I've got Joanne, and I've got David, and I'll get the rest of you at another time. Okay. Here present we have Charlene Correa, Joanne Mason, David Longville, Pauline Texera, Sydney Viveros, and myself, Linda Gilbo. Kelsey Janik, who has been a member for the last 3 years, will no longer be part of the committee. She has chosen to resign, not sign up again. Okay. Brittany Patello is not here tonight, and Paulette Hudson and Cindy Gilbo. Cindy is our new member, but her husband is in the hospital in Boston, so she's not here. She's excused. I did not hear from the other two. So Cindy is excused. I would like to welcome new members, Cindy, who is not here, and Sydney. Sydney, as you know, is the assistant town administrator. And she has been such a big help to me because when I came into this very suddenly, and she does everything for me with the Massachusetts Cultural Council, because when I try to do anything and I push the wrong button and then everything disappears. And so I go, Sydney! And she has been a tremendous asset.
It's a pleasure.
And
I feel honored that you trust me to do that.
Oh,
so thank you.
I really do trust you. And the people at Mass Cultural Council, I mean, she had to explain who she was. She had to practically give her everything, height, weight, everything, in order for them to let her to talk with her. So it was very nice that you did that, Sydney. Thank you. Now, on the second paper, well, I'm going to skip down to the third thing on this agenda, was to thank Sydney, Tanya, and Lean Martins. Sydney, as I just said, does everything for me on the Massachusetts Cultural Council website. Tanya was very good at putting all of the programs that were coming up. She was making sure that it got put onto the Acushnet website. And Sydney, you were putting it on Facebook too, right? You did that, so thank you. And Lean is upstairs in the accounting department. Since I've been doing this, we've had 3 or 4 different accountants and did I say that word right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did. And they've done a great job, but Sydney knows, I mean, it took a long time to get things straightened out. But now we have a new girl, her name is Jamie, and she really seems to know what she's doing.
Yeah.
And I hope she stays forever, like Sydney. Sydney will stay forever, Jamie will stay forever, and the rest of us, we can just take a deep breath. Okay. So thank you again, Sydney, Tanya, and Lean. Lean is upstairs. She is the assistant to the accountant. She's wonderful. She has a sister named Lang. Lang is downstairs. Lean is upstairs, and they look alike. And I have trouble keeping Lean and Lang. First of all, I have trouble with their names, Lean and Lang. But I got it right now, and nice girls, both of them. Okay, so now that that is done, we can go back to terms of expiration, and that's the first handout that I gave you. I took a look at when Sydney, again, helped me with this. I thought I had to go. I said to Sydney one day, this is the last time you're going to see me. I'm not going to be bothering you. I have to go over and bother Pam Labonte, at the clerk's office. Well, I got over there, and Pam says, oh, no, Sydney's the one that handles that. Okay, Sydney, here I am, So I came back, and we got this straightened out. But Brittany's term expires in the year 27. Usually at the end of the fiscal year. So that would be June 30th, 27. And if she would like to stay on again, she can, and she mentioned that she would like to, and she'd be on until the year 2030. And then we come to Charlene. Charlene, you too. Your term expires next year. Mm-hmm. And if you would like to stay on again, you have that option. you can either say, yes, I'd like to stay on, or no, then you just write a letter and let Sydney know that, you know, you would not want to stay on, but I hope that you will stay on because, you know, I like you. Nice. Okay.
So, does the registration have to be reapplied and everything like that?
No, it's kind of automatic, huh?
It
Yeah,
is.
it's automatic.
Excuse
So,
It's Mrs. Gilbo is correct. It's automatic unless you resign, and then you're
No,
not.
it's an automatic renewal, okay.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Cindy is not here, Cindy just, joined like Sydney. Paulette, will be done in 2028, and she said that, you know, well, she's kind of just starting again, she was just reappointed, so. Kelsey has resigned, so we'll take Kelsey off there. Joanne, you, if you choose to, you will be here again. Your term is up next June. You can, if you would like, stay on, or, you know, you can resign, that will be your choice. But if you decide to stay on, okay, that would be wonderful. Next page, David, your term ends on the 2026, and if you would like to stay on, you have that option, so you can make that decision. Pauline, same with you.
Is David in June like I am?
Yes, all of you would be June 30th, the end of the fiscal year. Pauline, same with you. You can make your decision next year whether or not you choose to stay on. And Sydney, you're here for 3 years. So. Are there any questions on this? Okay. At the last meeting, I think it was Brittany that brought up about the town, the logo. We are allowed to use the town seal with everything we send out, so we do. And on the letters that I send out for approval or disapproval, I use the town seal and I use the big MC for Mass Cultural Council. So that's on there. I don't really feel that we need a logo, but people do like to thank us. You know, they have to thank us in order to get their money. But we're not the only ones supporting them. So I have noticed on many of the applications that come back, many of the, when they're requesting their payment, they will put down, thank you to the local cultural councils, and then they will name us in Dartmouth and Fairhaven and
Yeah.
Mount and Marion. So we're just part of that. We don't really need our own logo. But if you would want me to give them a logo, say we're funding, Charlene's gonna do a song and dance, let's say, at the senior center. And she wants to thank just us because we're the only ones paying her, and she wants to know our logo. We can give her one, you know. And I sent you 3, and you have it on that paper. And even though I liked, I think I liked the Old English myself, but people told me that this bottom one was the one that was most clear. First of all, do we really want to do a logo? I would like to vote on that. And is it okay with you if I send that out to people on a separate piece of paper, just saying if you want to use our logo, this is the one to use? Do you think that we need to do a logo?
You're talking about into the future.
With every application that
right.
yeah, send out.
Is this a logo?
That would
Is
be
this a
it.
logo?
That would be that simple.
Oh.
Yes.
Did
Because
you explore any modern
I did not.
fonts?
I did not. No.
No?
These were the fonts that I saw and looked at. And I tried to keep it as simple as possible. Just like the Massachusetts Cultural Council one is very simple, just 3 initials and then Massachusetts Cultural Council. So I kind of followed their lead. You know, what do you people think on that? I'd like some feedback.
My suggestion is to stick with the Mass Cultural Council logo,
Okay.
and we can just add to it, Town of Acushnet. Make it simple.
Okay, Town of Acushnet. Do you like that idea? What print do you like best?
Well, what's the one the town
The
uses?
they use just a regular town print.
Like a block?
Well, they use the regular, I think it's Times New Roman,
Right.
and then they use the town seal.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Mass Cultural Council.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
they use
Yeah.
their logo and just put Town of Acushnet.
Oh, right under it.
Yeah, right under
All
it.
right, I like that idea.
What that one looks like?
So we then.
Oh, yeah, Town of Acushnet, that would be
And they'll just say
perfect.
Town of Acushnet.
Yeah. Well, everything that we do send out does say town of Acushnet and the address at town hall and the town seal. So,
Well, I understand that, but we're not representing the town of Acushnet, we're
No.
representing the Massachusetts Council, Cultural Council, so we should really be under their logo, not under our
Okay.
own independent logo.
so, how about if
I
I just
agree.
put Acushnet Cultural Council right under their logo? Or Town of Acushnet Cultural Council?
I think
I don't think you
No,
just say town
not
of Acushnet.
Acushnet, no.
just,
And you use the same font that this is in, nice block, just the
yeah,
MC.
right,
That, I think that's called,
It looks like an Arial script or something like that.
Mhm.
I can take a look at it and I can figure out
Okay.
what kind of font the Mass Cultural Council is.
So then we will just put Town of
and just
Acushnet.
under it, just put town of
town of
Acushnet.
Okay.
Acushnet, with
And then
our
it's-
address.
Do you all agree? Well, the address
We
will
can
be
vote
up
on
above.
it, we can vote on it.
All right, it's an informal vote, but how many like the idea of Town of Acushnet? Okay, okay, Town of Acushnet. Because when they thank us, if they are thanking us, then everyone else is going to put Town of Acushnet.
Yeah. See, Linda, at the top you have it, and it would look, other than the big MC that's on here,
Right, I mean,
do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So you've
We-
been doing it already at the top of your meeting notes.
Yeah, but, yes, but what I'm saying is, all the letters we send out, we're very formal with address and everything, the whole
Mhm.
complete address, as I've shown you on some of the other papers.
So,
Town of Acushnet, yep, yeah, that's what I, okay,
oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
perfect,
thank you.
okay, so that's
So
what
this
we
is
do.
going to be the MC
Yes.
that we
Yes.
have on here, Mass
Yes.
Cultural Council, and underneath, it's going to be the same font, Town of Acushnet?
Yes.
It's not gonna be that formal
No,
Roman?
No.
no,
No.
just Town of Acushnet,
Gotta
Okay.
just,
yeah, I like
That's
that
good.
idea,
town of
That's
Acushnet.
good.
yep, because it shows that we are under their, yeah, okay, good.
Tutelage.
Perfect. See, you people are good. Good ideas. All right. Emails from the Massachusetts Cultural Council. I have been sending you, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, I do not feel the need to read every single one of these
No.
papers that they send me.
Oh, the,
But I have been sending them to you, yeah, I've been sending them to you, and has everyone been receiving them? All of the emails?
Oh,
I'm sending you?
definitely.
And, some of them are interesting, some of them are not. A lot of them go to Sydney first, she sends them to me, so I don't need to even send them to her because she gets them, sends them to me. Or if something comes directly from Jay, I send it to her also. So I've been sending them to you, and you've all been getting them,
Yes.
and you don't mind getting them?
No,
Okay,
no.
all right. But I just wanted to make sure that people were getting them and were enjoying them. Okay. Right, John? Right.
Can I just wanted to ask something.
Yes.
Mass is not the approved abbreviation for Massachusetts.
No, it's MA.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
so what's the scoop?
Well, that's there.
That's theirs.
That's what you call a logo. So that's, the Mass Cultural Council logo is MC,
Almost like
or
MCC?
whatever
I
it
see
is.
a smaller C.
I can't, I mean, it's kind of faint on there, but
Yeah,
kind of like Mass Art.
it's M.
It's like Massachusetts
C.
Art Institute or something like that. I
And
forget
then
the
it has
exact
a
name,
little
but they
C in
just
the
shorten
middle
it to
like
Mass Art.
oh, I see.
So it's easier for
Okay,
people to say.
perfect.
It was just an interest that I saw that and I said, well, okay.
Well,
I mean, if we're gonna adopt it, that's fine, I mean.
I think
I don't
it's
think
a
we-
little bit, okay, I'm gonna show it to you in a darker print. I wanted to go over this with you anyways.
There it
You
is.
see how it looks when it's darker? The C
Yes.
actually has like a couple
double
of
C.
C's, almost like Massachusetts Cultural Council, CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we would, okay.
That's exactly what is referred to as a logo.
Okay.
An artist
Right.
made that up, and it was approved by the Massachusetts Council. Art.
So we really cannot change it, we can't change it.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it, I
Mass,
just,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand why they put,
I mean, we're
mass.
working for them essentially, we're volunteering to do the work of the Massachusetts Cultural Council, Town of Acushnet. So,
This district.
right, yeah, our town.
Yeah, that pretty much encapsulates everything.
Now, there is something that I wanna talk to. I gave you all one of these, and it's because I don't want to mention people by name, so I'm gonna mention them by numbers. I want to talk about, some of the programs that we have approved, some that have been held here and are very good, and some that we have not approved and maybe should have, but I can't really mention names, so I'm gonna
Okay,
mention
numbers.
numbers. Okay, first of all, I would like to talk, some I can mention, by the way. I wanna talk about the summer concert series. We are not the only people that support the summer concert series. They have the Friends of the Library, and they have other private groups that support them. But Sandy does a fantastic job of
Yes, she
advertising
does.
all of the programs that go on here.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, really, thank you, Sandy. And also, this Saturday, 12 o'clock, I might as well say this, but there's gonna be a program here called the Jethros. It's supposed to be very good, you know. So a couple of us had said, oh, we're gonna take sandwiches and go sit and listen. Yeah, that's this Saturday. I wanted to go down to,
May I ask
Number-
how, do we know how well it was
Attended?
attended?
oh, a lot of them are very well attended. Cars are lined up and down. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna talk about some that were not attended very well and why I
Okay.
feel they were not. I wanna talk to you about number 7. Fantastic, it was held in this room. Sandy was here, Sandy's mother and I. And you can see that we paid them $500. Sandy went out into the library, there was a young family there, 2 children, mother and father, they came in. The program was unbelievably so good. I would highly, highly recommend them again, but not for this venue. This should have gone on at a middle school where children could have enjoyed this music program. So in the future, what has to happen is if someone like this applies again, I need to call them as chair and say to them, can you not work, can you not do it at the library? Can you go to the middle school and do this? And they may say to me, sorry, we're working, this is our only day off, and then I can bring that back to you and we can make a decision on whether or not to approve them. They did not bring their own following down, they were from out of town, Boston area. Unbelievable, really, really good, talented 3 young men, but so poorly attended for $500. Not worth it, yeah, not worth it at all.
So just another thought to add to the conversation is, I mean, I'm not so sure the value of videotaping our meetings, but videotaping some of the cultural council approved items for the town people to observe, maybe we can have that as part of our permission with the artists that we invite, that we assign off on to have here.
Somebody
Is that a possibility? Yeah.
I think it is a possibility. I would have to get permission from the selectmen, because, you know, people like John get paid to be here and they may say no, but they may be able to work that into the budget. That
Right.
might be part of the budget, so that would have to be checked up on before we even make that offer.
I think it's a good idea because I think the town also needs to support this cultural council. It's part of the town's requirement, actually, to be part of this process.
Yep,
And so I would like to suggest we try to do that.
And then it would need to be added to the invitational letter,
with the artists.
whether they approve being videotaped or
Right,
not.
of
Just a
course.
simple little box.
yes,
and-
yes, yep. And that would be very easy to do, I'll definitely, that would be something very easy to do. Okay, I can't say his name, number 16, that was very well attended out in the back, after a few phone calls back and forth, and one of the phone calls was, oh, I don't have any of my paperwork, and I'm like, uh-oh, you know, but made copies for him, left it here at the library, filled everything out, he's been paid. All the little checks that you see are people that have been paid. And by the way, of the 25 people we approved, of grants that we approved, we've already paid for 14 of them, so that's really good, you know. I'm gonna go back to number 15 a little bit later. I wanna skip down a little bit to Um, 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 um. Let's see. I think the last page. Number 38. Talented gentleman has come here in the past. We are the ones, it's our money only that supports him. I came to the concert. It was at the beginning of the season. And there were 4 people there. An older gentleman out on the patio, a lady in the middle of the field sitting in a chair, and my friend and I sitting in my car. That's a lot of money for 4 people. Toward the end, like maybe 15 minutes before his concert was finished, a young man came with his 2 children, and they spread out their blankets, they sat down, and within 5 minutes they had to stand up and leave. So they, didn't really get to enjoy much of it. And that's only because Sandy had saw those people during the day and asked them to please come. But the problem was, lots of times when we have things here, and if he had been, because I've been here for this gentleman, number 38, and his concerts have been very well attended. But I think it was the timing, and he did not bring his own crew. He did not have a following that came with him. In the middle of the summer, people are used to coming, so they came to the concert. But for him to come at the beginning of the summer, it was a waste of money. So we have to think of a way to address that, and I think I can work that out with Sandy to make sure that people like that, if we should choose to approve him again, put right in the middle of the summer so people will get to come and enjoy him.
May I bring up a reminder?
Yes.
From the past, from during our approval process, when we scanned through all of these artists looking for approval, he did come up, but he had played last year, and that was suggested not to have him come 2 years in a row, and I think that was overridden.
Yeah, and that might be a good thing, because that actually would have been 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah,
He's
which
always
might-
been approved, yep,
So people,
yep, that's a good
they
idea.
want new, exciting,
Yeah.
And then my other concern about asking them to come during the school year, that would involve school committee, it would involve principals, timing.
Actually, we're gonna talk about that, I have a letter
Okay.
that you have,
All right.
yes,
Yep.
yes. And I want to talk about someone who we said no to. Number 11. They bring people down from Boston. They're very good. They have come here several times in the past. Even though we did not approve them, they got approval. Someone else financed them. They came, the place was packed. All kinds of people came to hear them. So I think we have to kind of be careful about, I was all set to approve them, but I was outvoted, and that's fine because they have been here 2 or 3 times in a row. But I just want you to know that sometimes we say no to somebody and they're really good. And that maybe we have to really think very carefully about. And we're gonna have to, when we're not on film and we can talk openly, we're gonna have to really bring up pros and cons and really say how we feel, you know.
But the other good news is someone else funded them, and
Actually,
they
it was
were, and they
Yeah.
did
Who
perform
funded it?
locally.
There was a private trucking company, but I don't know who.
Wow.
And they
Okay.
were allowed to hold a concert here on,
Oh yeah, because they've always held concerts here and they've always been well attended, yeah.
Okay,
So
And
do-
they're,
that's
so
good
I'm
to
just
know.
curious, just
They
for
residents
future
here
reference,
too.
does the town of Acushnet need to approve that because we're not approving it?
No.
So,
oh, the library. The
Oh, the
library
li-
takes
they
care of
get
it,
approved.
yeah.
They get-
Sandy can decide what programs come in, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't, had nothing to do with us. Now I want to talk about a person that, and this involves the school department, and I can say his name, and you can find him on your paper, Dennis Wise. And where is Dennis on this paper?
Number 37.
Number 37? Okay.
Yes.
Sandy
That's
sent out
15.
messages to the school department because it had to do with bullying.
Great.
And I was here, and David was here, Sandy was here, and there was a teacher here. Again, 4 of us. Dennis is an actor. He's been on TV and on the theater. He wrote a book, very, very, very appropriate, right on target for children at the middle school. He stood here and he did a presentation for us as if there were 50 people in the room. Huh, David?
Mhm.
We were so impressed, so impressed. So I went home, I pulled all his information out, I put together several packets, one for both principals, the 2 guidance counselors, and the administrative assistant. I put their names on the packets and put them in pretty good blue folders like that. Brought them over to the school, talked to one of the guidance counselors, talked to the administrative assistant. Dennis went and even though he didn't have to, he went there, did 2 full presentations, was able to talk to all of the children at the middle school and all of the teachers. Very well received. People were saying such kind things to him, such nice things to him. And when I told him I had heard some nice things, he said, "Oh, good," he said, because I didn't know if they were just saying it. Excellent program. And the administrative assistant said to me, "We plan on having him back." I mean, he was really good. So the letter that you see here was a copy of the letter that I sent to the school department, and letting them know how we had approved Dennis's program, how good his program seemed to be. I told them a little bit about who we were and what we were doing, and we felt that we would like. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is a different letter. No.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
wait a
no,
minute.
stop, okay.
Okay.
Hold that letter for next. So bottom line is, the letters that I wrote to them got Dennis in there. Okay, so now we're gonna go to this letter. David and I had talked about going to a school committee meeting so we could be filmed, but now we're filmed here. We had talked about talking to the superintendent so she could know that we had money available, but for some reason, we just didn't do that. And then after the success of talking with the principals and, well, of sending the letter to the principals and the counselors, I thought that a letter needed to go out that could be given to teachers. And this is the letter that I sent to the principal, assistant principal, the adjustment counselors, and the administrative assistant, telling them who we are, how much money we have received in the past from the town and from the Mass Cultural Council, letting them know that we do not approve every applicant, and letting them know what kinds of programs we did approve of. And we said that, and this is the letter I'll read, "I would like the staff at Ford Middle School to be aware that we have grant money available to any staff member or student who may have a special project that would benefit the school or local community." And then I told them how they could get in touch with us. When I spoke to the administrative assistant in person, I brought up the sciences. I said, we have a lot in the music area, in the art area. We really would like something to have to do with the environment or the sciences. And she said she would pass that on. I said, if she wants, I could adapt this letter. I would be very willing to run off enough copies for her to put in the mailbox of every teacher. I have not heard back. I know it's the beginning of the year. I think I also put in here that when they would have to do this application. And the application would have to be turned in by October 16th. But they would have a full year to complete the process and, to be paid. Okay, yeah. So, that's what I put together, a little bit, kind of a takeoff on what you and I had talked about
That's
and
excellent.
what we had brought up.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and I kept it as simple as possible,
Thanks, Linda.
letting them know who we were and that we have money to give. Yeah, and I also want you to know that not only are we being filmed now, but at every single meeting of the, and John can attest to this, of the Acushnet, what's that program at Brockton?
Council on Aging?
Yes, the Acushnet Council on Aging. We mentioned the library, we mentioned this committee, we mentioned the town's website, the town's Facebook page, and we asked them to we asked the viewers to please pass the word around. Please look at these websites and see, what we have to offer. So we are getting the word out there is what I'm trying to say. That's
I'd like the town to be aware of the fact that we have some she just walked up, very dedicated people in this town, and it's a huge blessing that they are promoting the history of the town. And in the past, there's been an author, at least one author I'm aware of from the town of Acushnet that wrote a beautiful book about the town and the amazing historical sites and the treasures that all these fields, these farms represent. I grew up in a town that it was like Acushnet, gorgeous fields everywhere, farms everywhere. And all the farms turned into condo tracts when I was a child, and the whole town got destroyed, so just a warning.
No,
And that person that you were talking about just
know,
came back.
Pauline.
to the
Came back.
So I
Pauline
want to
texted
applaud
Sarah.
Pauline,
Yes.
all the work she does for the
For the
town,
town of
representing the
Acushnet.
historical buildings
Yeah.
and everything else. It's really a huge treasure for the
And then you
town.
pass this on to everyone.
Yeah, and I also want to mention that our scouts in town, the Eagle Scouts, they
Yes.
have to do projects in order to get their awards.
Yes.
And one of the young men wrote a book about
Yes.
Acushnet, and I gave you a copy of that, and we have several copies at the museum. Written in such a way, so enjoyable to read. As an adult, I loved reading it, you know, and it's something that a child could pick up and read. I would love to see a school system purchase this book for every child to have a little bit of a history about Acushnet. Very well done. But the Scouts have also done other projects too, having to do with the town. The beautification of that little park on the corner
Of Mendel Road.
Mendel Road and
yes.
Perry Hill Road.
Yeah, my
The
Perry
beaut-
Hill School.
Yeah, the Perry Hill Church.
Yes.
They've done
Right.
projects there.
There's one coming up, looking for his eagle pin. He's gonna do the 2 new porches on the front of the church.
See,
Wow.
They're gonna be
and
done,
these
they're
are-
rotted away.
These are things that
Yeah.
benefit
Him
the
and his
town
dad.
of Acushnet. And they do that through the Eagle Scouts, but projects similar to that could be done by other children too. And we could give them a little bit of a financial
And I
backing.
was gonna say, they could apply for the materials to help him.
Yeah.
When you're an Eagle Scout, it doesn't mean you have to financially take on.
You don't have to, but in the 2 cases before him, the father bought the material.
Yeah.
Correct,
So I
and
think
then,
it's
and
gonna
it's, and
happen.
it often is a
Yeah.
family commitment.
Right.
When you have a child that's going for Eagle Scout, it is a great
Very-
honor.
Yeah.
And you know that it's
Yes.
been encouraged from parental guidance and love
Uh-huh.
and structure.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yeah.
they also, maybe we could let the Scoutmasters know that if ever there is someone who's going through that program who might need a grant
You know,
from us,
a letter very similar to the one
do
that
you know what I mean? Because not everybody's father or
Maybe
mother
give us
could
a-
afford
Afford it.
to
Right.
supply the lumber to build a new porch. You know, maybe somebody doesn't apply to be an Eagle Scout because he doesn't, or let's say he doesn't have the financial support for whatever reasons at home, but they could, they're scout,
a letter very similar to this.
just like that.
Sydney, do you know who the Scout Masters are? Is that something that you
Matt
you
Tripp?
have?
So our maintenance foreman, Matt Tripp, he's one of the scout leaders. There's another person another parent that I think is more involved, he's very involved, but is more in that administrative role.
Okay.
But I can reach out to Matt and figure out who's in
Okay.
charge.
Yeah.
And then I can just very quickly redo this letter and get it to Matt so that he knows.
Yeah,
And to the other young man too.
yeah, Troop 11
Okay.
in Acushnet.
So may I mention 2
Sure.
other things about the schools,
Sure.
just because we didn't mention it yet? So there are other schools too, I think, that we have to sort of keep in mind. The Fairhaven High School, most of the kids go after
That's
they
from our
graduate from
kids, right?
elementary school. That's part of our system. We pay the town of Fairhaven to educate our children.
Yes, we do.
And wherever
St.
else they
Francis.
might go, St.
Old
Francis,
Colony.
we
Old
talk-
Francis too.
Old Colony.
any of the other schools where our children end up going need to be included in some of our activity somehow. I mean, at least to be offered an opportunity to participate in the art, what we provide here.
And
I
this,
agree.
and perfect, because that leads right into what I wanted to
Oh.
show you. Yeah, perfect. First of all, I want to show you what I have to do with Sydney's help and as part of being the chairperson. When people have an application, they fill it out and we approve. This was an application put on by the Greater New Bedford Youth Development. And it was number 15 on your paper. And we agreed to give this young lady $500. And I had to make sure that when her project was finished, I had to make sure that it had been well advertised. And it was diverse, it reached a good sized population. And then you have to make sure that the W-9 form comes in and it's filled out. Okay. I have a lot to show you. And then I take a look at how they advertised it. And she had this paint and snack thing that went out to several different schools. But what I want to do is make sure that next year, if she should apply, that she really does hit our schools here in Acushnet, okay? And then after that, I had to make sure that any monies that was spent, that she had, all of the financial records having to go with them. And she did. And then, I think this is really wonderful. She sent me all kinds of color photos that I'll pass around to you. And you will see our newest, next to Cindy, our newest member, Cindy Gilbo, who is not here tonight. She actually ran this paint class. And here are all the kids and what they actually did. And I will just pass these around for you to take a look at.
You should show the camera.
Okay.
People at home can see
Well,
it.
bottom line is they need to know that people need to send in documentation of programs that have taken place. Doesn't have to be this extensive, but since I know this young lady well, I figured, well, might as well, you can pass that around. She also did, and when I was upstairs, Lean says, oh, I know that child, and I know that child, so these are children that we know. They also did, this same group, the New Bedford Youth, the kids put together a comic book on vaping. And all put together by students.
Wow.
Their names are on it, and the drawings were done by some of the children who attended the workshop. But I just want you to know that sometimes people only ask us for a certain amount of money because they're going to do one small project with our money, but they really are doing so much more. I was going to call you people one day because they had an ice cream truck go to where she has her building where she keeps all her supplies, and I'm saying, well, I should tell people to come on over and have an ice cream, but I didn't call you. I went though and I had ice cream, and there were kids there and there were parents of the children there. So even though this person only did one thing with us, with our money, I just want you to know that it was a very worthwhile, and I wanted you to see that. And the kids really liked it,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
The other reason I'm showing this to you though is because I want you to know that whoever takes over as chair, it's not hard, but you get to go in and bother Sydney all you want. She keeps
We'll pull over a chair.
I do, I pull the chair. She keeps candy at her desk, so you can have a piece of candy. She always has a smile, she's always helpful. And if someone takes over as chair, I would suggest maybe a co-chair with Sydney because she's doing a lot of the computer work anyways. But you have to get into the town office. We have a mailbox. You pull the papers out. You go home. You make sure they've done everything they need to do. You get a couple of signatures on there. I've had all of you sign things. Except for you, David. I'll get you next time. You'll be signing some papers. And then it goes back to the accounting department. And you don't have to do this, but I am so afraid of making a mistake that I make copies of everything. And I keep everything, and I write down when it is finished, and I write done, and I just put it in another paper. And then I keep a paper like this that I just check off, and it says done, And this way I know that we only have a few more left to do, which is good. So keep in mind that this time next year, we're going to be looking for a new chairperson. And the very last thing that I need to talk to you about, I want to make sure I've covered everything on the agenda, other than news from committees. Grant applications, how to access them. People know that they just go to the Mass Cultural Council and all the directions are there, very simple. Just don't push the wrong button like I do and then everything disappears. But it's all there, and if anybody ever needs help, there are plenty of us that will help do it. to do that. One of the last things I sent to you were the do's and don'ts, well, no, do's for July. And we're pretty much on target. On the second page, it said in August, send in a little paper, and you did this, right? Yeah, because I typed it up and she sent it in to the Mass Cultural Council, just telling them what our goals are, what our priorities are, almost like a little mission statement. And then it tells when the applications open, September 2nd, and they'll find that out on the website. When our reports are due, and that's with the new financial officer, and I've already talked to her about it, and she already has a handle on it, and she'll send that in. Application deadlines, everything, they really do take you by the hand and lead you. And we have Jay Wong is
She's
our,
been awesome.
yeah, she is our liaison. And yeah, she's at the Mass Cultural Council, and you'll see a lot of those papers I have sent you have her name on them. She's wonderful. Easy, even for maybe before I had Sydney assisting me, doing my work for me, Jay really tried really hard to help me to get to do things correctly. So, now that I have kind of covered everything on the agenda, does anyone have any news or anything that they would like to communicate to? Okay.
Well, this is a very minor thing, but,
Okay.
you know, this, I think, might replace the logo conversation too.
Uh-oh.
So on our website, on our town website,
Okay.
we have a quote by the previous chairman, direct, you know, in your position, and so I think that quote needs to be updated.
Okay.
Suggestion.
There's a lot there from Walter Dalton, who was
Right.
so important for so many years. He did this completely on his own for years and years. And a lot of that stuff is in there, and it is old. So who would I see about the website now that Tanya's no longer?
I do the website as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. I do everything.
So you know what? Maybe you and I one day can sit down. You and I can sit down and we'll, yeah, Tanya does, it's right, Tanya received a promotion within the building to another department. And at that point, Sydney you're doing 2 jobs, which is wonderful, yeah.
Welcome to Acushnet.
Yeah.
I'm doing 10 or 12, maybe more.
So how about this, how about if I sit with you and we kind of update it? Maybe take a look at the mission statement. It might not need to be changed, but maybe his name would need to come off, you know? And maybe a little bit more might be added to it, like what we put in when people go to vote, they receive a handbook, and there's a whole section in there on us, and our names are in there, and maybe that needs to, part of that needs to go onto our website.
Sure.
Yeah. Is that what you kind of think is
Well, that is a very old quote, and I think
Okay.
we need a more current, relevant
Okay.
quote from our
No, not
cheerleader,
no,
or
Well,
from all of us.
or we can put something together as the council. So
well, I think we need to have a clear mission statement,
Mhm.
not just the Mass cultural one.
Oh no, we don't just have this.
Right, no, and I think that needs to be clearly stated on there. And then, of course, the chair, who has pieced together beautifully a group of individuals who some know each other and some of us do not know until we joined this wonderful
Yeah.
council. So I think we'd like to have something from you, Linda.
Okay, well here's what I'm going to say to you. Want you to look at the letter that I put out to the school system. I don't know where mine is right now, it's lost.
You're talking about to the principal, assistant
Yes.
principal? That,
And some of that is
correct.
in there.
Mhm.
And that can we can make some corrections to that, we can update it, we can make it just more modern and fix it up.
yeah.
Maybe we should have a little subcommittee to work on that. Do I have anybody that would like to work with me on that?
I will.
You will?
I'll help you, David.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so a subcommittee,
So it's all of us.
All right,
The one thing we just have to be crystal clear on is whatever we put on our website has to be under the exact kind of, not a quote from the Mass
Uh-huh.
Cultural Council. We cannot deviate from the
No.
mission statement of the Mass Cultural
Uh-huh.
Council. That
Okay.
would be not just ill-advised, it would be probably
Illegal.
not, would not comply with.
So, all right,
Yeah.
so how about for the next time that we get together, but I don't think we would have to have that televised because it wouldn't be a council meeting, it'd just be a little
It's a
subcommittee.
working
Yeah.
meeting.
What we could do is put together, I would get together the Mass Cultural Council's mission statement. And then I would get together what we have put already on our website. And then we would come back and we would just take it apart and fix it up.
Would you be able to bring a computer, a laptop that could
Yes.
pull up the pull up our mission statement?
And I can
And then
give
we
you
could
hard
work
copies.
on that,
Of course.
and
And I
then you
bring
can pick a date.
I can give you hard copies for that, yeah. Okay, well, shall we pick a date right now?
I would like that,
Okay.
seeing my life is quite filled with grandchildren these days.
Okay, so we're gonna end the meeting first?
Okay,
Oh, before we can-
okay,
think we should.
may I, and anything else from anybody else? Okay, may I have a motion from two other people other than the two who approved the opening of the meeting? May I have a motion to end the meeting?
Yes.
Charlene and
I seconded.
David, you already seconded the other one.
You seconded it.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Sydney, okay, there we go. I mean, I don't mind it either. But it's kind of nice to get other people's names in here.
course.
Yeah. And what I do is, I have not been sending minutes from these meetings, and John, we're done. I have not been sending minutes over to Town Hall because they're gonna get a copy of everything everything that I have given you, they're gonna get a copy of all
Yes.
one big thing, plus they're televised, so. And I kind of told them, don't expect minutes from every single meeting, yeah. Okay, and what was the second?
Oh, we adjourned.
You have to adjourn.
Oh, yeah, we're adjourned.